Dude, are you sure this is the right class?
Hey Misty, when does the ADHD seminar start?
ADHD seminar with Captain Dai in the Zen Den at 11 a.m.
You know, just for the record, I don't actually have ADHD, okay? I'm just here because I don't feel like going to Captain Jin's class. Get up, rookie!
I don't think I have ADHD, but then again, I'm not sure. Like, I get really distracted easily and I can't focus on things for a long time, so I'm at least trying to get some tips for that.
Dude, there's like no one here.
All right, class, settle down, settle down. Most rookies in this class tend to come late or forget to come to class altogether, so I thank you for being here on time. So today we'll talk about 5 tips to stay focused if you have ADHD. Now, having ADHD does not mean you're less intelligent or you're less capable than your other fellow rookies. You just haven't found the right tools to manage your studies. So these tips will help you rookies explore a different way to approach learning. Yes, Kev?
Yeah, so how do I know that I actually have ADHD?
I'm glad you asked that, Kev, because a lot of rookies might have symptoms of ADHD, like difficulty focusing, procrastinating, managing time, or feeling restless and anxious. And so they think they might have ADHD. But the truth is that everyone experiences those symptoms from time to time. But if it continues to get worse and constantly interferes with our daily activities, like when we're hanging out with our friends or we're going to the grocery store, then you should consider taking a screening test and maybe talking to your doctor about it.
Dude, you're not even paying attention. You asked the question.
All right, the sooner we get started, the sooner you can all go to lunch. Tip number 1 is to make visual resources. Rookies with ADHD are interest-based learners and are easily distracted by stimulation. While they are quick to engage in work, they're also quick to lose focus and move on to the next thing. Visual learning is therefore a perfect option for 2 very important reasons. First, the visual representation is more stimulating. Colors, pictures, diagrams, they all convey information to them better than words or merely listening. Second, the act of physically drawing or handwriting, as opposed to typing, it forces us to think about topics for longer. Our mind produces thoughts faster than we can write down or we can draw. By slowing down our mind to the speed of our writing, we sit with that information longer. We think about it harder, and we're less prone to fleeting thoughts in the process. It so happens that many kitsunes have ADHD tendencies. But it also happens that the kitsunes are the most artistic. This means they might favor visual learning even if they don't have ADHD. So opt for using colors and images or pictures if you plan to make notes. As a matter of fact, don't take notes at all and choose mind mapping instead to learn your concepts. And when you mind map, try to use as few words as possible. Draw arrows to show flows of ideas, and use colors and typography to emphasize your ideas. If you want a more in-depth tutorial on mind mapping, just leave a comment after class. But for now, let's move on. Tip number 2 is to gamify. Find a way to keep yourself engaged in your work. And no, I don't mean play video games while you study. One trick is the SQ3R method. Before you start reading your material, you have a set of questions that you want to answer. You can get this from past papers or wherever. And the game is to speed read as fast as you can, specifically looking for the answers to those questions. Pick a study buddy and see who can find the answers the quickest. Tip number 3 is movement. Movement tells our brains to release neurochemicals. It just so happens that people with ADHD have low activity of dopamine and adrenaline in their brains. So practices that can increase the concentration of these chemicals, like exercise, can help with focus and with learning. This doesn't mean to do a full workout while you're studying, but just try to incorporate it into your schedule. It can even be as simple as playing with a fidget toy or pacing around the room as you attempt to Feynman technique your stuffed animals. Or do 10 push-ups every time you get a flashcard incorrect.
21.
Tip number 4 is to remove distractions. This tip applies to all rookies, but is especially true for ADHD students. Any high stimulation environment will make it impossibly difficult to focus. Attending lectures or studying out at a coffee shop might not be the best idea for you. So yes, you get a pass on skipping my class if you wish. But there are a lot of things you can do to remove distractions from your environment. Pick a quiet Zen place. Use calm, mellow focus music. But the single most important distraction that you have to remove is your phone. If you can't throw it away, at least put it in another room. When it's around, we instinctively grab it, open it, and scroll through TikTok without even thinking about it. Just seeing your phone out of the corner of your eye, even if it's face down and supposedly hidden, will cause this reaction. Keep it out of sight, out of mind. Honestly, I don't even know why you rookies carry those primitive things anymore when you have your focus bands. And tip number 5 is to have a study partner or an accountability buddy. Being around someone else and seeing them work hard can motivate you to do the same thing. And obviously, you have to actually be studying for this tip to work out. Now, if you don't have an accountability buddy, you can always hop on over to the Cage and Koi Academy Discord server and find a friend. The best place would be to start in your respective clubhouses, and of course, when trying to make new friends, it wouldn't hurt to bring some study snacks. For those of you that stayed till the end, I'd like to give you one last bonus tip. Because doing well in school is difficult for students with ADHD. Your brain is working against you, both academically and productively. Your fellow rookies, Mike and Matty, have multiple courses on Skillshare that are essentially free to watch. They have a course on how to study for exams, as well as a study skills masterclass that walks you through a 7-day transformation to improve your grades. They also have a productivity masterclass that's great for time management and preventing procrastination, and even a course on organizing your digital workspace. Skillshare has not only been kind enough to sponsor this video, but they also have a special offer. First 1,000 people to use the link or my code, Mike and Matty, will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. I urge you not to procrastinate on your self-improvement. All right, rookies, that's all. Any questions?
Yeah.
Kev, do you have a question or are you just stretching?
No.